there, and welcome to this Myo Minute. I am Carmen. I own Integrative Myofunctional Therapy, and I am solely an online myofunctional therapist and educator. I like to call myself your myofunctional educator extraordinaire because I spend a ton of time here educating my community and the public about myofunctional impairment. Today I'm going to be talking about mouth posture. I'm going to talk specifically about two things: what is correct mouth posture and why it matters for you. So correct mouth posture is when the mouth is closed, the lips are sealed together, and the teeth and the face are relaxed, so about 1 millimeter apart. For many, this correct posture feels weird, and some people say that their tongue and mouth feel homeless because it is not what you're used to. So once I start working with a client, their tongue and mouth start to go through changes, and they realize how incorrect their posture was before. This can be difficult because remember, I'm helping you make new habits and move away from the old ones. So again, to reiterate, correct mouth posture is mouth closed, lips sealed, teeth relaxed, about 1 millimeter apart. So why does correct mouth posture matter? First, I'm going to talk about correct tongue posture, and then we will kind of tie the two together. So again, that correct mouth posture was mouth closed, lips sealed, and teeth relaxed. But correct tongue posture is the entire tongue, tip to tail, needs to live in the roof of the mouth. When these two are combined, it helps the correct craniofacial growth. So if you were to compare the facial structure of a dozen people, if you knew enough about myofunctional impairment or what we're looking for, you could probably pick out current or past mouth breathers or those with open mouth resting posture based on their facial development and features. So if you were to look at my facial structure a little bit closer, you would see I have this long, narrow face, and you can see that I have what we call a vertical jaw angle here. So that is evidence that I was a mouth breather for a long time. And when you're a mouth breather, you have open mouth resting posture because your lips are not together. So even though people sometimes have their lips parted just a little bit and it seems like they have correct mouth posture, that's not the case. And another thing, you could grab any popular magazine right now, like for example, a People magazine. I was looking at it recently, and you will see some of those celebrities who take pictures and their lips are parted. And that obviously is indicative of incorrect mouth posture. So now whether that's their natural or whether they're being told to pose like that, nobody knows, but it's a great example. So if you looked at the facial structure of my daughters, one of them never had any crowding. She had clinically pretty perfect teeth, no ortho, she didn't mouth breathe, she didn't snore, she didn't have any airway issues. She has a very distinct jawline. She has strong facial features. And then if you compared my other daughter, the daughter who has sleep disordered breathing, she has TMJ concerns, she has all of the other problems that my oldest daughter didn't have, you can look at her facial structure and she is long and narrow as well. So it's not 100% of the time, but it definitely is something that as an experienced myofunctional therapist, I can definitely pick out. So when there is correct mouth posture and correct tongue posture, then the maxilla and the mandible, which are the two most important bones in the face, they have a much better chance of growing properly. And when you combine that with nasal breathing, which puts an expansive forward force on the facial bones, and if you chew like you mean it, chewing food that has substance, pork chops, vegetables, those type of things, not living on chicken nuggets and applesauce and smoothies, that chewing and that nasal breathing, and also the correct tongue posture and correct mouth posture, that is going to help stimulate the proper growth of the bone, which you definitely want for that craniofacial growth and to have an attractive facial appearance. So if you realize you have incorrect mouth or tongue posture, you should dig a little bit deeper. You can do that by finding yourself a myofunctional educator extraordinaire like myself and get an evaluation. This evaluation is going to help answer your questions. Now, as far as myself, when I do a free 30-minute assessment with someone, I help answer questions to see if it makes sense to move on to a paid exam, but I also help you understand that if you have incorrect mouth posture or incorrect tongue posture, you're definitely saying, hey, I have myofunctional impairment. I definitely should have an exam. But we'll talk about that when I meet you. You can also do a self-assessment. At the bottom of any one of my blogs, you can find the link to get signed up and download my self-assessment tool. If you're anything like me, you want to research and find out kind of what your issue is, so you can Google it, right? And you want to do all that before talking to somebody like me. That's totally fine. You can get that tool at the bottom of any one of my blogs. In my Facebook Live, I will be talking more about mouth posture and what is correct or incorrect. You can catch me live on Wednesdays over at Facebook at The Tongue Trainer, and I am normally live at 11:30 Mountain Daylight Time. That wraps it up for this week's Myo Minute. I will be back here next week, and I look forward to seeing you then. See you next time. Bye for now.